Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have a very beautiful small car, but it's still a beautiful car. It's a 2022 Mercedes C-Class, and this thing has the AMG package, and it has a few options. They're really nice. The bumper is different, these rocker panels, the bumper, the rear bumper, wheels, the steering wheel is upgraded, I think the seats. So it's a very pretty car, and I'm gonna show you, we're gonna do an oil change today on this car, so I'm gonna show you how to do it in case you want to do it at home. And remember, this has to be done every 5,000 miles. It's gonna save you money if you do it yourself with good liquids. Don't trust the dealerships. I believe the dealership will charge you $400 for oil change. So this is in your hands. You can do it. It's not very complicated if you have a Mercedes. So I'll show you how to do it right now. So you need to raise the car up in the air or lift the front end. And what you need to do is you need to take this front cover out. And the way you take it, actually, yeah, it's this one here. And it's these 8mm bolts here, here, and this one here, and that one, and the other one's there. Actually, you don't take this first, or this shield here. You only loosen the rear bolts of this shield. There are 3 bolts, 8mm. We have to take the rear, actually, the rear shield, actually, because the oil pan of the engine is right here. So we need to take all of these all the way back to here, and that's underneath the transmission too. All of these to take this this whole cover out. Once you take all the bolts out, this is not gonna drop because it actually has a system here with these slots where the shield sits on this metal plate, so it won't drop. Because what you need to do is you need to actually release these. You need to release these bolts a little bit more so you can actually get this shield out of the way. Okay, this is the oil pan. Again, I loosened these front bolts a little bit more so the shield is a little bit loose and out of the way. And this is the oil pan for the engine. It's the 4-cylinder engine, and it has a plastic oil pan, and the actual the oil pan plug bolt is this thing here. It's a flat plastic bolt right here, and the way you open it is you need to use a flat screwdriver and just release the nut. And once you released it, the oil will start flowing. So we need to be ready for this. And I have the oil pan right here. This is the oil plug. It's a plastic thing, and it has this seal. You have to replace this seal every time you do the oil change. And we waited about 20 minutes for this to drip, so it should be okay. And now I need to put it back, and you do it the same way with a screwdriver, and you need to walk it, and then we need to install the shield back, and we need to go on the top side and replace the oil filter. So once you get it in, you just need to screw it, and when it gets kind of a resistant, actually this thing right here, it's gonna, this part where it's kind of empty, it has a tooth that's gonna move up, and then it's gonna walk, and that's it. It just clicked, and no more, it won't go anymore. So this is how you put it back. You need to clean, we'll use a brake cleaner to clean it, and then I'm gonna install the shield, and I'll go to the oil filter. Okay, we're on the top. You need to open the hood, and the filter is right here under this air filter guide. So you need to get this out, this cover. You just push it up, and then open it, and then you need to release this thing first. And the way you release it is you have to open, there are two clips here, one here and one here, and once you open these clips, you can release this out of the way, and you just pull them up, and you just pull them up. Don't forget to put them somewhere where you don't lose them. Right here, and you're gonna pull this up because it sits in these clips right here with these guides. You're just gonna pull it up, and then you're gonna pull this up by pressing this tab here. You need to pull this back, and then this will release in one direction because it goes into the right side first. So left, up, and this is it. This is your filter right here. And the tool I'm going to use is this deep socket 27mm to get this out. And of course you need to prepare yourself with a oil pan so you can dip this thing as soon as you take it out into a pan next to you, so you don't make a huge mess with this oil. And you need to pull up, and this is the filter. This is the filter housing. This is the filter here. It uses the special nipple that goes in only one place on that left side down there. That's the most specific thing about this filter. We need to replace the seal here, and you need to buy, for now I believe you can only buy this OEM because we haven't been able to find this aftermarket, and this is the part number of the filter, so you can order it from Mercedes. And the filter is the same as what came out of the car right here, and it's actually made by Hengst. Yep, and it's made in Germany. It's made in Germany, and the part number, the Mercedes part number right here. And inside the box you're gonna find the seal. That's the seal for the oil filter housing that stays here. So we need to replace this seal with this one. And the way you replace the seal is you grab it with a hook tool, you get it in, and then you pull it all the way out. And this is the same way you install this new one, and the way you install it, you push it in and you just press it in, and you get it inside the groove, and that's it. It's ready to go back in. So because of this nipple, actually you need to grease this nipple a little bit, the seal on this nipple or guide, and Okay, it's not a nipple, it's a guide, sorry. The way you install this is you need to grease this seal and you need to get it properly into that spot. Then you're gonna install the cap or the housing on top of it. So make sure you remember that this is right here, and then that's where you need to install it back in, and you need to align it and make sure you watch where it goes all the way in with a flashlight. And once you get it in, you're gonna feel that it doesn't move left and right. You're gonna push a little bit more to get it through, and that's it. You see, the filter is in place, it's ready to go. So now we need to install this, and this housing is, when installed, is 25 Newton meters plus 5 Newton meters. So that's actually not a lot. You can do it by hand, but you can use a torque wrench. In this case, I'm gonna use a torque wrench. So you need to push it in, and you need to start it inside the threads, and you're gonna keep on going with this tool. You need to install it with this tool. Once you stop is where it touched in my case, and you stop it here. You see, it won't move anymore. You need to use a torque wrench and specify it at 25 Newton meters to get it tight. I actually set the torque wrench at 30 Newton meters, and this is where I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to tight, and it's already clicking. So it's not a lot. 30 Newton meters is not a lot at all, and it's clicking. So this thing is tight, and again, just to make sure, that's it, it's tight, it's ready to go. And now we need to install the plastic back. It's this thing here into the, actually I see some leftover oil, so I'm gonna clean this with some brake cleaner. Okay, so I just cleaned it, it's nice and clean. And next thing is you need to install this again, the right side first, then the left side, and then you push it down until it clips here. This is the clip, and then you need to guide it inside here with these guides and inside these holes. So this is the guides right here, these right here and right here. And now we install the two clips right here and right here. And actually this clip is not all the way in. Okay, now it's in, and you push it down. This one is ready. And the next thing is we need to install the oil in the engine. Okay, before we install the oil, we need to install this cover, and just a little touch to make your life easier, and it'll make the next mechanic's life easier. These are the rubber bushings where these ball joints go. With time they get really dry and they're hard to get out. So what I do is I smudge them with a little bit of grease just on the top of the rubber mount, actually to get the ball joint going. You can even put it on the ball joints a little bit, and once you smudge them, they would be ready to go. And remember, the back is with the two small ones are right here, and you install these first, and then you can put these So you press it and you see they just clip very smoothly and they're ready to go. Next thing and last thing is the oil. Okay, according to Mercedes, this engine takes 5 quarts of oil. We're going to use this Liqui Moly 5W40 full synthetic. This is, I believe this is the second to the Molygen version. That's the best probably you can use on vehicles. The Molygen is the top of the line because it has the additives. And this is just a full synthetic one. And this is 5 liters or almost 5 quarts. So I'm gonna stop a little bit before the 5 quart or the 5.3 quarts, and I'm gonna pour it in. Okay, I poured almost 5 quarts, like 5 liters, and I checked through the manual of this car, and the way you check the oil is you need to make sure you close the hood. The engine is warm, so you need to start the car and then you go into the cluster menu. You need to go to home. You need to get out of these screens here, and you need to go all the way to the right to service. And when you go to service, you need to look at that bottom display right here. This is your engine oil. So it seems like actually I put about 5 liters. No, I put less than 5 liters, but I put like 5 quarts. I'm gonna need to add about half, or actually refill 1 quart. So I need to add 1 more quart. So it's gonna be at this point actually 6 quarts for this engine. So I actually just measured the oil at 5 quarts. It was at minimum, as you saw it, and I added 1 more quart. And what happened is this ended up being at the half mark. So 6 quarts is at the half mark. If you want to be at the max, you're gonna have to add 6.5 quarts. So this is the oil change. This concludes the oil change on this car. And the way you measure it, the hood has to be open and the engine needs to be warm, is what it is now. If it's not, you're gonna need to drive it to measure it. Being in the middle is okay, but being a turbo engine, I would advise you to get it to the maximum level, which would be 6.5 quarts again. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Thank you.